Greetings, viewer, and welcome to tonight's edition.
We have one viewer now?
Yeah, what? I thought it was funnier to say it that way. I was speaking to our single viewer, so they would think they were special.
Is there a song about being special?
Or you are special. Special. Everyone. Yeah.
Greetings, viewers, and welcome to tonight's edition of the Slackers Symposium. We're excited to have you here with us today to talk about a very important subject, and it's the lead up to Wine & Dine half marathon weekend. Look at that corral. Ooh, what do you think of that, Juzzy?
That is a crisp bib. That's like
crisp
bib. My bibs do not look like that at the end of a race weekend.
Did you put those in between like how you press flowers? You put it in the books. Also, I think we were.
I did not.
Were we in the same corral?
I can't remember. I think I was back here by myself.
I think I was ahead of you.
Of you. Yeah, you guys were ahead of me. I'd never run in a race distance qualified enough to be able to POT. And so I was back there in F. And I, at that time, thought if I'm ever going to do this again, I'll never be an F again, viewer. And I have not. Anyway,
mostly an F. I actually rejoice if I get above G. So
it's just a lot of waiting back there, but I digress. We're excited that you're here. We're at the lead up to Wine & Dine weekend, back the return to races, which we're all excited about. We have the fabulous four here. We're missing one of the Fab Five. I'll introduce them as we go around. The one doing the beautiful robot dancing there is the one and only sibling. We call her Jez D. How are you, Jez?
Those were Terminator running arms, just so you know.
Oh.
No.
They were highly effective looking.
They're very fast. You cut through the air. Doing well.
And then just looking as cute as you can possibly get, she's got, looks like, almost like a little like bear ears with her bow, with her hoodie. I know she's mini, but she just looks adorable in her hoodie. That's the one and only.
When Kim's on the call.
Well, spoiler alert, I was trying to get there. Okay. Usually I announce the special guest at the end. So anyway, spoiler alert, that was Lynn's. How you doing, Lynn? Thank you. And then he looks good in his Braves hat there. And he's also got a Wine & Dine Olaf, I believe, shirt on. Yes. Or is that the patriotic one?
That's Mickey Mouse right there.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. That's the patriotic year where we were very American that year. Was that the last time we've run Wine & Dine?
The last live Wine & Dine.
Good work, King. I remember that being a fun one. The medal had a cherry pie on it, right?
Does.
Yes. And so you, viewer, know that all of that was just filler for the real reason you tuned in. The real reason you're here is for the chance that maybe, just maybe, the Slackers would have Kimberly, you know her as Belle.898, back on the channel. And guess what? All your patience has been rewarded because there she is.
Hey, hi.
Welcome back. We missed you.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's such an honor.
Been way too long. It's good to have her back on the channel. And it's even more exciting that in about 2 weeks, we're going to get to see her in person.
I unintentionally wore my Kimberly shirt.
Yes.
It's just meant to be
my favorite growing up.
Yeah.
You know what the original Red Ranger sounded like when he fought?
What?
Uno! Uno!
Beautiful.
So Jared pushes the buttons for elevators.
So if you guys see me at an elevator, the WDW, or if you're turning around the corner at Topolino, going to Topolino to the 10th floor and you hear, Uno! It means I'm there somewhere.
Also, if you push the button and don't give him an opportunity to do that, he looks a little sad.
Yes. I've experienced this. So the for the elevator. And then if you ever walk up to a sliding glass door with the automated sliding glass door, he pretends to use the force.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
every time.
Also, the proper way to push the button if you're trying to cross the street is with your foot.
Correct. You need to sidekick that bad boy.
Karate kick.
If MK was here, she would show us. But MK has been traveling today. She's had what sounds like a travesty of a traveling day. Lots of cancellations. Hopefully none of us experience that in a couple weeks on our way to the Disney place. But we miss you, MK. We wish you were here. So tonight we're going to talk to you about one of the most important subjects that we will ever talk about on this channel. And it is the primary reason that we needed Kimberly and her expertise here is because we're going to talk about preparing for a Walt Disney World Run Disney trip. Make or break. It literally, you can make or break your trip prior to ever getting on that airplane. And so we're going to make sure you, viewer, don't have that problem and that you're prepared when you show up for Wine and Dine weekend in a couple weeks. So I'm going to hand it to the king so he can further extrapolate.
Can you tell one of your stories? We can save this for the second question.
I was going to make sure that we address that with the second question.
Okay. All right. We will address this.
My stories?
Yes, we will.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
I have no idea.
I don't either.
I think it's funny that you two, I don't even remember that, but you two will never forget it.
Like,
it's when you didn't pack pants.
Yeah, that's what
rule number one,
okay.
Remember your shorts.
Okay.
Don't ever do anything like that around the siblings because they will never, ever forget it. My question to you, honorable group assembled here, is in the current moment, how are you preparing for the triumphant return to Run Disney races?
So I'll be reading MK's answers.
All right.
And for number one, as I sit in the airport after a trip full of delayed flights, I'm glad I got this stupid early flight to MCL. But I have less confidence in air travel to get me to the expo before 7 p.m.
So she's prepared for the worst.
She is. I think she's letting her mind go there just in case.
But I think the biggest preparation is not the running, but which is par for the course. Although we're the Slackers, I must say, we're not running virtual marathons like our dear Kimberly, but we're pretty prepared. We've done some hard races and actually run some miles. So I think we are all in the shape now where we could roll out of bed and run a challenge. Is that fair, Slackers?
Sure.
Jarox and Spoon and I did some culinary preparation, link above, this last weekend at the Texas State Fair, and ate things so truly ghastly and delicious that anything that follows at Wine and Dine will seem temperate or like we're holding back. Because once you've had fried butter,
Turning back.
Having a 20-ounce steak at Shula's is going to seem tame.
Yeah, I am literally kicking back a glass of Alka-Seltzer.
But I think the biggest preparation that we are all feeling the strain of is preparing for not just Run Disney costumes, but the legacy of bounding that we've created for ourselves over the lack of Run Disney races season. So now we don't just plan for costumes, we plan for bounds that have basically become costumes for going through the parks during the day. And I think I'm there, but it's taken a lot. That's how I'm preparing. That's where my energy is being poured into. So,
tag along with that. I don't think I'm going to be comfortable at any point during the trip. How it goes.
Maybe in your Jamie Jams.
Yeah. But I had a little pivot. All you Friends fans.
Pivot.
For one of my race costumes, and last night I had a little little apostrophe or epiphany is me from Hook. Like to say about, going a little much for one of my costumes, and I have to be a little more crafty. And I'm like, is this possible? And sibling had to say, no, just do this. And I'm like, do I need a sewing machine? No, you don't need a sewing machine. Do I need to learn how to sew? No. With crafting, most things are possible. Michael's 5'12". So
I went the opposite route. I just purchased everything.
And not just purchased. You straight up went for like the bougie purchase.
I'm going to look real good. Yeah.
Damn.
And why are you doing it? What's the reason you're shelling out the cash to look really good, Justin? Is it for the...
Well, I think it's the external validation, probably.
There you go.
Walking through the park and people saying, dang, you look good. Wow. That's
why I'm doing it.
I'll be standing next to Jar and they'll be like, man, you look freaking fabulous.
I don't know. I think that day y'all are going to be neck and neck, I think. I shot my closet for that day, but I added a couple of things that were stressful because you're going to drop some dollars at the Disney place. Like, this is a given.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a certain threshold that I have for dropping dollars in preparation for Disney.
I will tell. Okay, I know this is like hyping up something that may totally flop, but I think the height of our bounding would be on Saturday at Magic Kingdom.
I think that's fair.
And I think that's correct.
I'll be there.
Okay. So we're
all worth it.
We'll tell you, Kim, later what we're doing, but we're not gonna say what we're doing now. I still need to figure out what I'm doing. That's part of my planning right now. Is like USPS, UPS, and FedEx will be visiting my front doorstep a lot.
Yes.
So we'll be constructing things and seeing if I can fit things that I ordered.
What we've learned so far is that the slackers are probably more focused on their bounds than the races.
I mean, how many of the slackers... We paid a lot of money
to run in.
How many of us ran because we're all signed up for Dopey. So how many of us ran the prescripted miles last Saturday?
Prescripted?
The miles in the plan, which many people ran them. I saw it.
Damn, you ran them.
Did you run 17 miles?
Well, I did the marathon, so that's my 17 miles. I'm not going out and doing another.
She just did 26 instead. So.
Yeah.
So the answer is no, Kim. You didn't run the prescribed mile.
Slacker.
How many slackers ran 17 miles on Saturday?
For the record, I put out a call to action that nobody responded to. Not even a no. Not even a no.
I felt yucky.
Dante did ask what time, and there was no response.
Dante later told me he too felt yucky. I was shopping, actually. Instead of running, I was actually looking for stuff to wear. So,
which is a perfect illustration.
Priorities.
Yeah.
Priorities.
Kim, how are you preparing for the races, the run costumes, and your outfits in the park?
First answer would be getting no sleep because you're going on exhaustion, and they push the races up to 5 a.m. How dare they? And then charging all the credit cards on Amazon and Etsy and all that for costume purchases because Mr. James is worn out making my costumes. So that's how we're preparing.
Oh, Mr. James.
That's
fine answer.
Really
fine answer.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know Mr. James was behind your costumes.
Some of them. Like, I come up with the idea and then he helps me.
Can we do a quick little list of like maybe 3 of the costumes he's done for you and then send Jar a photo so we can insert them?
Cape May Minnie Mouse.
That was a Mr. James?
Done, and I was like, yes, it can. And we use ribbon like from the craft store on it. And then trolley girls.
That was the same race weekend, right?
Yeah.
Both.
And then Paris costumes. So send you those.
Do you have a picture of Mr. James at a sewing machine?
No, because we don't have one.
So what does he do?
So a glue gun and like fabric glue?
And then like sewing by hand.
Oh, by hand?
Whoa.
A sewing machine.
Yeah, no
But
sewing.
I did not have to order a sewing machine. I did not order a sewing machine.
Oh, also, like, does he use some of like that iron on, like the interfacing, the fusing stuff? Yeah. We need to get some of that, Jared.
Mr. James.
What?
Oh,
I
had no idea.
Yeah, he's a hero.
Yeah, he is. Those are, and you guys look gorgeous in all of those costumes. So, but Mr. James, shout out. That's incredible.
MVP.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, do you take orders?
Yes.
I think Mr. James needs to start an Etsy shop.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Real. And it sounds like are you giving the credit cards a good workout in preparation for what's going to happen to them at the expo? Because y'all, we haven't been to an expo in a while.
Ooh, I did practice at the 50th though. That was my practice, like getting the bill up in the hundreds. So we'll see.
Just like we've said before, running is just something we happen to have to do while we're at Disney.
Oh, one last preparation that you should always do before you go to a wine and dine weekend. Anytime you go to Disney World, really, if you're going to hang out with the slackers or at least keep up with the pace that we do when it comes to all of the food we eat.
Yes.
Make sure you start stretching out your stomach.
Yes.
Because if not, you're just going to waste your time sitting at a signature restaurant, staring at the food that you want to eat, but you can't. Because there's just no room at the end.
Guys, we're gonna get so much free stuff this wine and dine. They're gonna be 4 shirts and 4 medals and maybe 3 bananas. Who knows? Some Powerade.
And
we're gonna make money off of Disney.
Cheese or hummus, one or the other.
Yeah. I know most people tune into this channel to get a little more insight into exactly how all this Run Disney stuff goes down. And so they really want that insider info, that stuff that you don't just get off the Instagram, that you really got to dig into the channel to get. So my question to you, what is one item that you bring to a Run Disney weekend that the viewers would not expect to be included in a Run Disney preparation? What's that one odd item that you just can't make it to the Disney place without?
Kim, what does MK say?
Well, she has a really good one for this. So I'll be bringing my sound machine to help down out the children at the pool, children in adjoining rooms, or children passing by my room in any capacity. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I think for Dopey 2019, I stayed at the closest room possible to the food court area at French Quarter. Perfect location, but then like when I'm sleeping at 7 p.m., I could hear traffic. So I had to put a sound machine thing on my phone for that. But especially depending on the resort you're staying at, that is a good answer.
Yeah.
I had to think about this because I've actually never done a Run Disney weekend with any of y'all, an official one. I've done many Run Slackers weekends with all of you, but I didn't know any of you except because I watched your YouTube channels and after the last one, Run Disney race. So yeah, I had to think about it. I'm like, I haven't done a Run Disney weekend with y'all, but I thought of 2 things. I'm going to break the rules here. One of the things I actually do usually bring on Run Disney weekends is I bring a eucalyptus oil spray for the shower, because that feels really nice and smells really nice to have that hot shower with a little eucalyptus steam situation after a race. So that's something I would bring. Keep a little spa atmosphere. But something that I used to bring, I haven't brought on any of our recent Run Disney or Run Slacker trips. I am not a fan of Joffrey's. It is not strong enough for me. I don't like the taste of it. So when I stay in Disney resorts and they have Joffrey's in the room, I'm always a little sad. And I like to have coffee before I leave the room for the buses for a race. So I had a little travel size French press. Sibling, your husband would appreciate this. A little itty bitty travel size French press that
we have one.
Yes, that I have packed in a styrofoam box because it's glass inside my carry-on. And then I would also, or suitcase. And then I would also I have an electric water bottle that I would bring. And then the coffee that I like, so that I could have a little French press coffee before my 5K, 10K, usually only the 10K and the half. I can rally through the 5K. All right, I'm done. Who's next?
Okay, so adding on to the bouginess of the spa experience, Epsom salt is a must, and H2O foot rub, because your feet are going to hurt.
What's the foot rub? Is it like a scrub? Is it a lotion?
Like a lotion. Oh, and it's heavenly. It's mint. You put it on and...
That's actual Run Disney advice right there, which we typically don't allow on the channel. But that was good.
It's been a long time since I've packed for a Run Disney weekend, like a real one.
Years.
It's been a few years. It's been 2017 Wine and Dine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That responsibility thing hit me a little bit. So not for Run Disney weekend, but recently kind of on MK's turn, I like to sleep. You got to go to bed early because you got to wake up early. So I have a combo sleep mask that also has speakers in it on the side, drowns out the loudest of symphonies, no matter what is making said symphony, whether it's the people outside your room or the roommates that you've chosen to spend a week with. It's pretty glorious. Also being the slacker mom, I usually have a first aid kit of some sort because you never know when you're going to get a cut. You're going to need a Band-Aid, some Neosporin, maybe some liquid bandage. So for the spots where your Band-Aids can't, which I need to go buy more, where your Band-Aids can't make it, the liquid Band-Aid just kind of covers it. The other thing that I pack that just might be a little high maintenance is a clothes steamer because I don't trust hotel irons. I actually need to get a new one because that one died. But travel steamers, they're small, don't take up a lot of space, and they come in very clutch, especially with your active wear. You don't really want to iron that too high heat. Even if you don't trust that iron, it'll just melt your shirt. But if you want to look nice and spiffy, get that steamer. Good to go.
Yeah,
notice none of siblings' must-haves had anything to do with running.
No. I mean, you put in some shoes and some socks, some clothes, you're good to go. Oh, do remember to bring your shorts or any sort of bottoms.
Say more, Jez.
Because a certain slacker has forgotten he was so excited to go to Disney.
My bottoms.
Yeah,
so excited.
That was the J. Crows. We got the French Quarter. It was just the King and I that year. And
getting to know you. Was that the first time you all roomed together too?
No, I don't.
Oh.
Was it King?
I don't know. What year was it?
I think it may have been. I think it was a Star Wars weekend. Because I remember we decorated the dresser with Pop Funkos and other action figures, if I remember correctly.
Oh, Dar, are you a little sad you don't room with J. Crow anymore?
No, it's just like two adult dudes in here, like, it's time to go to sleep. Let's put some DuckTales on.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we had like all these Star Wars Funkos So to inspire us in the morning, that match the medals for the day. So,
and I hope people know
just what regular upper 30-year-old guys do, right? I mean, that's normal.
Like I'm going to sleep, and then Jay Crow's with his laptop. I'm watching an episode of Clone Wars before I go to sleep.
Yes, who doesn't do that?
Yeah.
So when I opened my suitcase and realized I had no shorts, like park shorts, I did what any 30-something-year-old male would do and called his mom and asked her who lives in Florida, which was convenient. Shout out Dovey. And she brought me some really nice new shorts. So maybe it was just a ploy to get some new shorts. Who knows?
From your mom.
From mommy.
Oh,
Dovey.
Jared, didn't you get new pants from your mom today too?
Did. True story. And I tried them on so she can hem them because I'm short.
Yes. Yes. Even better.
I left the house and Jared had the pants on and she was there at the bottom with the pins, getting it ready. I was like, this is awesome. I had no idea she had that skill. And I'm also short. Sibling and Jared's mom.
Objects on YouTube are probably shorter than they appear, except for Kim, who may be taller.
It's always my case.
Which is awesome. So,
Jar, what's your unique item?
My unique item? It's not necessarily what I pack, but it's when I land there, what I acquire before checking in to my room or upon check-in. You can have Amazon deliver things to your resorts. Mm-hmm. But I will have the Slackers mobile, and I'm going to go to the local Target before I check in and grab some essentials. And I know I've talked about this before, and I'm going to grab me some nice toilet paper and some bottled water.
Yes.
And some other snacks, some mini bagels that we won't eat. Maybe some coconut water. Anything else that you'll have there for the next week or so. Those are some that are kind of related to running because
water.
Yeah, water. Take that into the park too. You save $3 every time you use that, and not buying a bottled Dasani. But also there is something else that I had thought of, but I can't remember right now.
I remember the video where you talk about the packing from Dopey Training for Slackers season 1. I believe it was volume 8.
The Ocho?
I think it was the Ocho. It's when you talk about packing, link above. And you did talk about how you always bring your own toilet paper, but for viewers who may have found you, that was from 2 years ago, right?
Yeah. There were only like 2 episodes of Dopey Training for Slackers last year. Yeah.
So for viewers who haven't found you within the last 2 years and haven't binge watched every episode, which what are you waiting for, viewer? I highly recommend that. What is it? Why do you bring your own toilet paper to every Disney trip?
You got to care for the crack.
I was going to say because he has a bougie bottom.
Yeah.
Bougie bottom.
The bougie theme continues throughout this episode.
Yeah. You got to treat yourself well. Charmin.
Treat yourself.
For me, Charmin's the only way to go.
Same.
No, why else? Why else would you have little cute fuzzy bears for your commercial? That's, Angel Soft is not Angel Soft for some people. You got
septic safe.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe that's why my toilet overflowed today. I don't know. I don't know if
I was a quilted northern girl until we started cohabitating, but now I have seen the light because I started using quilted northern again. It's like, what's happening?
It's my bottom.
So I will say that even Disney veterans, the Marv and Dovey shout out, they've adopted this practice since meeting Jaw-Rocks and Spoon, and they show up with that goes right on the luggage cart with everything else is a 12-packer. Well done, King.
Even friend of the channel, Meredith, was like, if you all do a packing episode, Like I need reminders, and like I already know to bring toilet paper. So.
You didn't do that right. You didn't do it in her accent. Please.
I didn't.
That's a family trait. My parentals also do that.
Brilliant.
Our side, my little family unit has not adopted that simply because we just haven't. However, the other thing my family unit has also adopted is the purchasing of pump soap.
Yes.
That's a King thing also, I've noticed.
Usually the 99-cent ones that you can get at Target.
Mm-hmm.
Little pumps. Probably the one that's a little yellow, honey something, milk and honey flavor scented.
Cheap.
It's cheap. But you could, if you want to be extra cheap and on the way home, you just push it down and twist it and bring it home.
Bring it on home.
Your Jaraki spoon, you leave it there usually.
Yes.
Jaraki spoon also got me into the dollar mini loofahs from Target.
Yes.
Those are good.
Especially after the races. Speaking of cleaning the cracks, like you want a thorough.
Got a lather.
You need that loofah.
Yeah.
You need that loofah.
Lather, rinse, and repeat.
Also on that same note, with the toilet paper, Unicorn Gold, which is not made anymore. It's now called. There you go. Why do you have it in your closet?
I saw this as an opportunity. This was my item. You're stealing my thunder. But
Okay, I will.
Also, one of our last times to try and get a sponsorship opportunity.
All right,
So,
go on, Justin.
Well, I think there's several things I've learned. Jared and I have been friends for years. We were mainly work friends, and then he caught me off guard at the top of the stairs in Tom Roberts and said, "Why don't we do this crazy thing and run a Run Disney half marathon?" I said, "Let's do it," and we had turned into this. The guy got married after that conversation, but learned several things from the King through the years. But the first time that I had the opportunity to be his roommate, the toilet paper thing obviously was noticed and appreciated. We were at French Quarter where you have dual sinks. And so he had his own sink. I had my own sink. I also had my own pump soap that he brought just for me. So he had his pump soap and he brought me my own pump soap. The King he's a very hygienic person. He is just, his grooming is head and shoulders above the average human probably. And I noticed.
Can you tell a little story about what Marv said at the beginning of the convid?
Why don't you actually? Because I know it'll be funnier if you tell it. Yes.
Justin told him Marv is Justin's father. And at the beginning of the convid, when everyone was using hand sanitizer, I was using hand sanitizer before it was cool. But Marv said something to the effect of, one of the only people I want to shake hands with, is me, just because I always have hand sanitizer. Like, we're about to eat, I've got my hand sanitizer right there. Even in Marathon 2020 trip, I say, link above, I say after I get off Toy Story Mania, I'm like, I need hand sanitizer.
Also a family trait.
Yes.
It's that from our mother. Hand sanny. Cart wipes. Cart wipes were a thing for her before the convid.
Cool.
I'm the one that's like, germs. What germs? There's no germs. It's great.
So yeah, Jared is correct. Marv indicated that while the rest of us were getting on this sanitizing hysteria spree, that the King had already, that was his MO throughout.
The King is hygienic.
Very hygienic person, which I appreciate. So if you are going to room, I know a lot of us room with other people. It's the polite thing to do. It's the right thing to do. It's hard to get your hands on Unicorn Gold these days. King, what's the substitute out there?
It's called Botanicals, made by the same company.
Oh. The
product is not as fragrant as Unicorn Gold. The packaging isn't as good, but
how could it be?
That's what I endorse right now.
I still think, it's superior to Poopery at this moment.
Absolutely. So if you're going to room with somebody at the WDW, then you need to have some of this. And then my other item that was most trips is I try to buy a signature pop Funko for that trip. And I usually try to buy the King one too, because he does so much work making all my reservations. I've never made a reservation on the My Experience app. I don't even know how to do it. Just King does all of that for me. And so I always purchase him a pop Funko for the room that in years past has been thematic of that particular trip. And so, and then as, you know, adult grown men, we decorate our room with pop Funkos and other action figures any adult male would do.
I kind of want to do that. And I kind of want you guys to have a sleepover night on this trip. Well, Kim, what's the most number of people you've shared a room with at a race weekend?
I think there was 5 ladies in the room.
Okay. What is your biggest pro tip from sharing a room with 4 other people?
Okay. So have that fragrance for the bathroom. That's much needed. And then have a spare mirror. If you're a lady doing makeup, you can just go off in the corner with the mirror and not hog the vanity.
So we're all 5 of you running to all the races. So you all, I guess that's better because if you're waking up at 2, everyone's going to wake up.
Right.
All right. Will you ever do that again?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't bad.
I know that this is the question y'all have all been waiting for. It's open to a lot of interpretation, but what are you eyeing to behold this Wine and Dine weekend?
What is MK eyeing to behold?
What is M? Yeah, I've yet to actually cue that properly. What did MK say?
MK is eyeing to behold the merriment of Run Disney peeps and their costumes and flavors of restaurants yet unknown to her.
Well done, MK.
Oh.
Good
Also
answer.
going back
that was
to
a magical response.
I guess the last night, Kim, you're going to the Christmas party too, right?
Yes.
I think what I'm wearing, hopefully I ordered a little bit big so I can get into it. Be the last night.
Still don't have my outfit for that.
And all those free ice cream and cookies and things.
Ooh.
So
I'll make a confession here on the channel. Most of my life, I've been a 30, 31 waist. This is tough.
J-Girl's safe space right here.
For one of my bounds, I actually went ahead and bought a 33-inch waist, and I confided in Jez D before I did. And she told me to go for it because it was, at the time, it was the only size they had. I could either get a 30 waist or a 33. I thought, well, 30 is not going to work. So I'll get the 33 and maybe they'll be a little baggy. They weren't.
Were they perfect, or are you going to have to be?
I'm a 33 now.
All right.
And I don't know if y'all are big Seinfeld people like I am, but Jerry used to scratch out the 30 or the 31 on his jeans and write 30 because I don't want to be a 31. I don't really want to be a 33, but man, it felt good. The Pride Lands definitely felt better.
Did you remember what it felt like to breathe again?
It made me question what I look like in most of my work pants now. So anyway, that was hard. That was hard to throw out there, but I'm
proud of you.
Thanks.
You know what?
I am humbled by all of that, and they are slim fit. And so that was a genius move. Whoever came up with men's slim fit, because what it allows is for there to be some more room for the Pride Lands, even though our legs may still be like crows, like birds' legs. So it's not like a parachute pant. And so I applaud whoever came up with the slim fit model.
Yeah.
I guess.
Tim, what are you eyeing to behold?
Oh, that was the question. I forgot.
Okay. Well, first off, seeing all of you lovely people and Run Disney friends at an actual race and getting medals again in person and not in the mail.
Oh, yeah.
Aww.
And more 50th merch.
Oh, yeah.
50 merch.
Literally hundreds of pieces of merch to buy.
I'm eyeing to behold the Run Disney community, like all of us. Because I realized I said I haven't done a race weekend with y'all, but I met you all, except for Sibling, at Marathon 2020. So like that was the weekend we met, and so we sort of did a race weekend together. And it was magical. It was like Run Disney summer camp. And obviously really cool things happened because of it, because now I live in the storybook capital of America, and Jar Oxenspoon is just a few rooms yonder.
Hey!
Hi! In our house. So cool things happen. But now I'm like, I want to go back when I'm not like, I remember going to the meetup and not wanting to talk to anyone because I was overwhelmed by all the people. But now I'm excited to do Run Disney with all of you all again, because that's magical. And then one of my favorite parts about any race that people share is that you do the hours-long debrief afterward that the unfortunate souls who didn't run the race have to listen to you talk about for days. So actual years. That's true. So building, running, or actual running memories with you guys. Be the booze.
Sibling, did you eye to behold yet?
I have not eyed to behold. I think I'll be glad once I'm on the plane. And so I'm just eyeing to behold being done planning at this point.
Oh, one thing you could also pack: alien tape and scissors.
Oh, I always have like full scissors, not your manicure scissors. You need like some full legit scissors that you can use for anything you might need.
Well, I've got 3 things that I'm eyeing to behold. One is I get to see Marvin Dovey in their natural habitat, which is the Disney place. So I'm extremely excited to spend time with them. I live 1,000 miles away from them, and so I don't get to see them that often. And so the special Run Disney community and the Slackers have really enabled me to spend more time with them than I would have been able to. And so I appreciate that about this community and Jar and everything he's put together. So that's been a super positive thing for me personally. So eyeing to behold a good expo. And then finally, I'm eyeing to behold viewers to come up and talk to us while we're there at the Disney place.
Because
you don't know how it makes us feel. It's external validation, but it also feels good to get to see and talk to the viewers. I know Kimberly knows what that feels like every time she's at Walt Disney World.
It'll help if Kimberly's with us.
It
always helps when Kimberly's with us.
That's true.
So
she's also taller than us.
That is accurate.
Much easier to spot the group.
Especially in a crowd. Yes. So I'm eyeing to behold to meet some of you, viewer, in a couple weeks. We're excited about being back together as a community, as a group. And we hope you'll come and say hi, even if it's just to say that you occasionally catch an episode. Just come and tell us that. It makes us feel great. And
not if you occasionally watch an episode.
Lie.
I mean, I know most of you watch, can't wait on Sundays for every episode to drop. That's the majority of our viewers. But come and tell us that I thought that the J. Crows was taller in person. We like that kind of stuff.
We heard HJ mention you on her podcast once, or we saw you in one of Kim's race recaps or Park Day recaps. That was us. Hey, guys.
Especially the dating advice from these 2 lovely Slackers.
Link above.
Well, those were my calves walking up Flight of Passage.
One of the most impressive calf shots I think that ever has aired on YouTube. I'm going to say it.
I agree.
Wonderful. Post-marathon calves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm surprised I made it up there.
That's true.
I was almost blinded by the light in real person seeing those videos.
Yeah.
See, Michael. What I am eyeing to behold. Well, first of all, viewer, if you made it this far, I would like to give some incentive. If you comment below, anyone who comments below, and says, this is my favorite Slacker saying. If you comment below saying what your favorite Slacker saying, I will randomly draw one of these comments in the before Wine and Dine and select that. If you're going to Wine and Dine, but if you're not, I can also randomly draw and send it to you.
Yes.
I will make a shirt with that saying on it. So comment on it. Also share it. And then share this video.
Share it on platform.
Whatever platform you want, except TikTok.
MySpace.
Yeah, on MySpace.
Not on TikTok. But what if they
on Instagrams?
What if they pair it with a dance on TikTok?
If you pair it with a dance, that counts as 5 entries, maybe.
Whoa!
Not officially, but it could be.
But a trending one. That's trending.
Do you have an example of a Slacker saying?
Well, there's some things we always say, like if you want convid on a shirt, not the actual convid, the word convid.
Can we source it? Probably.
That's something, J Crew went into a J Crew yesterday. J Crow.
Fashionable.
Yeah. J Crow says approved. Eyeing to behold is something that we've said. PR is something we've kind of adopted. We've all said
fueling
this, intermittent fueling, anything like that.
Tell your mom about this.
Tell your mom about this. There
Hey,
that's my favorite one.
So comment and share on Instagram. I will randomly select a person and we'll get you the shirt either at Wine and Dine, or I'll send it to you if you're not going to Wine and Dine, or if you're going to Marathon. We can do that. So what I am eyeing to behold, I think everyone pretty much summed up all the great.
Someone's breaking into Jez D's house.
I am eyeing to behold all these fun things too. Being in a Run Disney race again and seeing the courses that we are all familiar with and running the loop at mile 9 for the half and finishing. And even though it may look different than it was before the convid, we'll all still be thankful that we are there and have the ability and the means to do that. Also looking forward to the culinary experiences we all have, because running is just something we happen to do while we're there, but we're going to eat. We have a lot of reservations. One place that I have discovered that is great is Shula's Steakhouse at the Dolphin.
Yeah.
At where?
The Dolphin Resort. So I'm eyeing to behold eating there again. We'll see if their steak was a fluke or not.
Yeah.
Living in Texas, ribeye is J Crow. You can attest to this.
Ribeye's king.
Ribeye's king. Ribeye's life. And the waitress convinced me to get a New York strip, and I got one. And first bite, I was like, wow, this is pretty incredible. And it was. So I am eyeing to behold that. And amongst other things, going to hit up Space 220 again. The Christmas party. First night of the Christmas party. November 8th Christmas party.
I've never done a Christmas party, so it'll be my very first.
Yes, this will be my second.
It's so fun. It snows and they have the parade with the deer and the soldiers.
Yeah, the soldiers.
Cookies.
That's going to be 2 straight late. Oh, Kim is getting emotional.
Yeah, she is. Look at her.
Jar, I think the Christmas party was when we were. Was it the Christmas party when we got fireworks in our eyeballs?
That was Halloween party.
Oh, that was traumatizing.
Not so scary.
Yes.
Scary when you get fireworks in your eyeballs.
I don't think we watched the fireworks for the Halloween one, Justin.
Well, if I remember right, you were in a panic.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Whoa, why?
I lost my gift card.
Link above.
Yeah.
Large quantities.
Can you do an imitation of Jared in a Panic, J. Crow?
It was a tough juxtaposition because he was in his happiest place and he was having a sad moment. And we scoured the Magic Kingdom for it. And then I remember he told me, hey, this is perfect jar. Hey, don't miss the show. It was like a villain show, if I remember right.
Yeah, the Halloween.
He was like, don't miss the villain show. So I posted up by the castle while he was messing with guest relations and all that. It was a perfect jar moment because he was worried about what was going on, but he was also worried that I wasn't, experiencing the Disney place in the way that I should. So he made sure I was taken care of, and then he took off to go and take care of it, which it got taken care of, right, King?
I forgot how, but eventually it did.
You called someone who took care of it.
Because I had to go like from one place to another place to another place. And then because I did not register it at DisneyGiftCard.com. Do that if you get a gift card. I did not
have 5 on there, I think.
What?
You can have like 5 on there.
Yeah,
so
register that bad boy the second that you buy it because you can lose it faster than you think.
I had the receipt though, but that number was getting me nowhere. But eventually it did after 3 or 4 different referrals. But yes, I eventually got that taken care of. How did we get on that? Parties.
Not so scary.
Yeah, not so scary.
And I actually went to the fireworks show, and I didn't get any fireworks in my eyes.
The holiday.
Oh, this section is sponsored by British Airways. It's an Alistair update. I read in the news this week that the UK US corridor is now open, or will be November, for travel. And so it looks like all of the stars are aligning for Alistair to make it to Dopey 2022.
Woo!
Yay.
And he did an awesome Dopey training video the other day where he showed some of the races he's been running in across the pond. So if you haven't checked out that channel, you need to do that. It was good.
Jogger vlogger. Yes, that's awesome. And we are very excited to see Alistair in person and hopefully live up to all of your expectations.
Alistair, we're a lot shorter than you think.
Maybe Alistair is shorter than we think. You can never assume.
I don't know.
I've only really seen him next to the wee one. So
dude, the wee slacker. Aww.
The wee slacker is a little goalie now. I don't know if y'all saw that. He's playing soccer. He's a goalie. He's killing it. Well, it's been a riveting time with this expert guest panel talking about everything from preparation to packing to what we are most excited for. So we hope you, viewer, enjoyed it. We'll see you in like 2 weeks. It sounds like we're excited to be there. Less than 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
Till we return to Disney place.
Yeah.
I think we've got some big plans for the after party. It sounds like.
Even though it might be dark, you'll be able to see us.
Yes. All right. Well, with that, Kimberly, thank you for being here and gracing us with your presence.
Thank you.
Such a joy to see you. Can't wait to see you in person. Wine and Dine is coming up. Viewers, on behalf of all the Slackers, keep preparing, keep packing, like, subscribe, tell your mom about this.